Hi everyone, in this video we are going to differentiate between bleeding and coagulation disorders. Most often we encounter that most of the scientists or the authors use bleeding and coagulation disorders as the same, but they are not same. There is slight difference. It was also difficult for me to make that difference. Finally I came up with this. Okay, whatever the disorder that is associated with the bleeding because of platelets are called as bleeding disorders, and coagulation disorders there is excess of bleeding due to defective or deficiency of clotting factors. These are the main two demarcations we need to remember. Okay, we will go further. Site of bleeding is at the skin and mucous membrane in bleeding disorders. Just I will write bleeding disorder here, so need not be confused no more. Bleeding disorder. Okay, and site of bleeding is deep in soft tissues, joints and muscles in coagulation disorders. Fatigue is seen in bleeding disorders and is not seen in the coagulation disorders. Eczemosis are small and superficial in bleeding disorders, large and deep in clotting disorders. You can see this bruising. Eczemosis are nothing but the bruising. You can see there is clotting beneath the skin. This is eczemosis. These are small in bleeding disorders and large in coagulation disorders. Hemarthrosis or the muscle bleeding is extremely rare in bleeding disorders and is most commonly seen in coagulation disorders. Bleeding after minor trauma is present in bleeding disorders. It's not present in clotting disorders or coagulation disorders. Bleeding after surgery is immediate and mild in bleeding disorders, and it is delayed and severe in coagulation disorders, maybe at 12 days or more. For examples, I am giving examples for bleeding disorders as von Willebrand disease, immunothrombocytopenic purpura, and for coagulation disorders, hemophilia A and B, C, etc. Because hemophilias are because of deficiency of the clotting factors, and this von Willebrand disease and ITP are related to the platelets. This was the end of the video. I am going to explain you further, but it's not required. If you want, you can continue the video. Actually, there was confusion between bleeding and clotting disorders. I finally made the demarcation after reading the Harrison's Internal Medicine, that is medicine book. You can call it as Bible. There they have written that von Willebrand disease as bleeding disorders. So that made me happy because at least one thing is there to make difference. And the in coagulation disorder chapter they have given all those hemophilias and different factor deficiencies. So I concluded that bleeding disorders are related to the platelet defects and coagulation disorders are related to the clotting or the clotting pathway defects. You can call it as definitive hemostatic pathway defects. In primary hemostasis, there is platelet plug formation. Those disorders are actually these are the properties of the platelet. You can see, or you can tell me that what are the properties of the platelets? Adhesion, aggregation, and the secretion. You can call it as a release reaction or whatever. But whenever there is defect in these three steps, that leads to bleeding disorders. Firstly, we will see the platelet adhesion defects. Von Willebrand disease. This is the most common bleeding disorder that is present on Earth, obviously on universe, and Bernard-Soulier syndrome. In this disease, there is absence or dysfunction of the platelet glycoprotein IB IXP. These are the defects of platelet adhesion, and defects of platelet aggregation, Glanzmann's thrombasthenia. In this disease, there is absence or dysfunction of the platelet glycoprotein 2B and 3A and afibrinogenemia. Okay, and in platelet secretion defects, Decrease in cyclooxygenase activity, that may be drug induced or inherited. Drug induced in use of aspirin, non-steroidal anti-inflammatory agents and thienopyridines. And there is granule storage pool defects. This also may be due to inherited or the acquired. Non-specific inherited secretory defects, non-specific drug effects, uremia, platelet coating, example paraprotein and the penicillin. Defects of platelet coagulant activity, that leads to the one example is Scott's syndrome. And these are the inherited coagulation disorders. You can see almost all factors are involved. You can write it as 2 factor 1. There is uh, no deficiency of factor 4 and 3 because they are present obviously. Factor 4 is calcium itself, and we can see calcium is always present inside the diet, and tissue thromboplastin defect is never seen, that is factor 3. I think this added some values to your studies. If you have any doubt, please drop down them in the comment box, and stay happy, stay healthy and study well. See you soon.